Hey man, some people just like to glitch. Welcome to Glitch City! Alright everybody, you're probably thinking to yourselves right now, what the fuck is going on? And I am too. That's probably not the best way to do that. Yeah, so like, glitches, we do them. I'm going to just watch. Alright guys, what that hugely weird intro was all about was just, I want to do some glitches. I really like them. Glitches have always fascinated me, and you know, legit stuff, not power save stuff. Only stuff you can do in the legit game itself. So, I picked this first one. It's one of my favorites. Classic. You can have a level 100 before facing Brock without grinding for a million hours. So, this does work in Pokemon Yellow. You can also do it in Red and Blue, albeit the method's a little bit different. I'm going to do that video next. I already have that one all prepped. I just have to do a little bit for it, and I'll post that one next. This is the Pokemon Yellow version of getting a level 100 before facing Brock. Now, this is perfect to speedrun with, because it is legit. It's legal in-game to beat your friends with at an early level. Just to blitz through it if you're trying to get to a certain point of the game, you know. So, super cool. And not that hard, actually. Straight up, I'm going to tell you what we're going to expect, and then I'm going to walk you through the whole thing on my game itself. And feel free to pull out your game too and do it with me if you want, or not, doesn't matter. Anyway, planning ahead, here's the deal. If you quote-unquote teleport away from a trainer in Viridian Forest, one who has noticed you before you enter the battle, you can confuse the game into making you encounter a Pokemon at level 7 upon re-entering the area. So, basically, we're going to walk in front of some guy and escape rope out of there. You influence what this Pokemon will be, the Pokemon that you're going to encounter by re-entering the area, by facing a random Pokemon in the wild. So, you step in front of a trainer, teleport out, then the game thinks we're going to be in a battle when we enter Viridian Forest. However, we're not actually going to be battling that guy. If we face a wild Pokemon, we can get the game to think that we should be facing a random wild Pokemon. So as soon as we walk in, we'll battle a wild Pokemon that we can set up by facing something in the wild. It may sound difficult, but it's not that really. You influence what this Pokemon will be, right, by facing a random Pokemon in the wild. The special stat of the last Pokemon you encounter in the wild will determine this. Every Pokemon in the game is given a decimal number and a hexadecimal number in the game. If the special stat of the random Pokemon you face in the wild matches the decimal of one of the, you know, Pokemon in the game's hardware, that's the Pokemon you're going to encounter. Hence, you can actually catch any single Pokemon in the game through this method. However, since we're so early in the game, the special stat of all of these Pokemon don't, you know, they aren't that high. So we're limited to whatever, you know, the highest special stat you can find out of wild Pokemon in this area is. So, yeah, I know you can catch a lot of stuff. You can catch Gengar, you can catch Nidoking, you can catch Ivysaur, and all of those will go to level 100 as long as they're in the medium to slow experience group. And if they're not, they'll still grow a lot. Like I know Slowbro, you can get through this method, but he won't immediately go to 100. He'll go really high. They just won't go immediately to 100. And the way to make him get to 100, when you encounter a wild Pokemon, the one that you're trying to set up, you know, the one that you battle in the wild before re-entering Viridian Forest to encounter whichever Pokemon you matched up with, if you growl that wild Pokemon 6 times, instead of that random encounter going to be a level 7, it's going to be a level 1. Now, this, as you know, Red, Blue, and Yellow, they weren't set up to have any level 1 Pokemon. So giving experience to this level 1 Pokemon from a random Pokemon in Viridian Forest, you'll just fight, you know, switch it from the front to the back after you've caught it, will immediately level this Pokemon up to 100 because it's got so much backlog experience on it. You'll see it has like 700-something thousand experience, even though it's at level 1. And then it'll say, you know, 62 experience to the next level. You just level up, you give it like 20 experience, boom, it'll go to 100. I'm going to walk you through all of it. This is just a heads up ahead of time. What you got to do, you're going to A, avoid a certain trainer in Viridian Forest. We're going to use him to escape rope away from. B, go heal your Pokemon in Pewter City. C, buy 1 escape rope. D, buy a lot of Pokeballs. I know one time I tried to catch an Ivysaur. It took me like 50 Pokeballs. And also as a note, don't beat Brock. This is not because I'm trying to say get a level 100 before you beat Brock. I'm not trying to like save my ass. No. You need to have not beaten him because there's a guy who stops you from walking to Cerulean City and you need that guy to stop you. So don't beat Brock yet. But anyway, I got my game here. I'll meet you guys right after, right after the slide. Feel free to pause the video right now and pull it out if you want, or just go ahead and watch it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and hope you guys enjoy. So here we are in Pokemon Yellow in Viridian Forest. You can see this kind of weird crossroads area. This is the first part of the forest where you start heading down. It zigzags up and down. It's very important to hug the right side of the wall at this part of the game, because in order to make this glitch work, you have to make sure you haven't triggered that guy's attention. Leave him alone. Do everything else you want in Viridian Forest. That's cool. Just pass by him. You have to be on the far right wall for him to not see you. And if you do that, just go, you just pass by him and then do whatever you want to exit Viridian Forest. We're heading to Pewter City. So you're going to battle this guy. That's fine. Everything else is fine. Just don't talk to that one guy back there. We're going to get out of Viridian Forest now. No big deal. We exit. And now you got to do 3 things. 1, go heal your Pokemon. This is going to make sure that when we use the escape rope later, it's going to take us back to Pewter City. It's going to save you a lot of time. 2, go buy an escape rope. And then 3, go buy as many Pokeballs after that escape rope as you can. What we're going to do is we're essentially buying this escape rope right now and all these Pokeballs so that when we can go stand in front of that guy that we didn't talk to earlier, we're going to trigger his attention, hit start as we step into his line of sight, and teleport out of the battle. That's going to set us up to catch a Pokemon, which will then become level 100. The Pokemon we'll be able to catch is based off of the special value of a Pokemon we're going to battle beforehand. We'll get there in a second. So you bought the escape rope, bought the Pokeballs, you healed your Pokemon. Now you're going to walk back to where that guy was that we passed by earlier. Just go through the forest, run from battles or fight him, doesn't matter. This is the guy. Save here, because I messed up a bunch of times. You might too. So I saved. I'm using an emulator, but this totally works on the regular game as well. And we're going to go step into that far right patch over here. Step here. I unluckily get a battle. But anyway, we hit left and start as fast as you can. Now I messed up, so I tried it again, and I messed up again. But this time I get it. So I just basically spam start, and I step over, I hit start, and it opens up my menu. I'm able to go in and use the escape rope. Now you can see the exclamation mark hit over his head, which means he had seen us, and that means that we're so far doing everything correctly. We escape rope out without him being able to battle us, and now you won't be able to open up your start menu, but that's normal. Go find a patch of grass and battle a Pokemon. Now whatever Pokemon this is going to determine what Pokemon we catch later, which will then become level 100. I got a Rattata level 4 here. That's perfect, whatever. The goal is to growl the Pokemon 6 times. You got to make sure you growl it 6 times. So I'm growling, 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 growling. And then I've done 6, I ran away. Perfect. Once you've done that, go up and try to exit the town. It's important that you haven't fought Brock yet so that you're able to catch this guy's attention so he can pull you and walk you back to Brock's gym. Don't go right in front of him. You have to make sure you're at least 1 space away so he can walk up to you, or else it's going to glitch your game out and you won't be able to do this. After he walks you over there, all you got to do is walk back towards Viridian City, and as soon as you enter through here, boom, some random person talks to you and you get into a battle. Now, depending on the special value of the Pokemon that you growled 6 times, a different kind of Pokemon is going to show up. The special value for the Rattata that we just saw was 7, and that is Nidoking's hidden value in the game, and that's why we see a Nidoking here. As you can see, I miss with the Pokeball. That's why you buy as many as you can. I miss again. I do indeed get it on the 3rd time though, and I'm going to catch it. Perfect. So now I have a Nidoking before Brock. What? That's awesome, right? Especially because it's a level 1. Great, whatever. Let's register my Pokedex. Now I'm going to show you guys. Make sure to put it to the front of your party, but also look at it. This is a legit Nidoking right now. It is level 1. However, if you look at the experience points, it's got a ton of experience points, but it doesn't seem to have activated on the Pokemon yet. And that's what we're going to do right now to get to level 100. We're going to walk into the grass, find any Pokemon with Nidoking in the front. Great, we got a Metapod, no big deal. Immediately switch your Nidoking out to your other Pokemon, and then use your other Pokemon to beat the wild Pokemon that you just encountered. And what this is going to do, it's going to give Nidoking 20 experience points, but it's going to also activate all those other experience points, and it's going to immediately grow to level 100. Fantastic. So now, check this out. I'm going to go back into my party to show you guys. This is a legit level 100 Nidoking. No hacking devices used. This is all done within game. You can do this no problem. got a decent move set, easy enough to beat Brock, not even worried. Now, let's say instead of that Rattata I had found, we find a Pidgey at level 6. And I'm gonna go and growl it again, just like we did last time. Go walk over everything we just did last time, but I used a Pidgey instead of a Rattata. As we walk back into Viridian Forest, we're gonna find a different Pokemon. Now the Pokemon that we find here, see, we got an Ivysaur. The Pokemon we find here are all dependent on the special value of the Pokemon that we fought earlier. However, if you go and you try this with a gym trainer or just a trainer in general, sure, it's gonna work. Like you're going to face him. I got up to 6 growls, no big deal. Then he feints me, which is fine. That's okay. I get feinted. He crits. That's cool. I walk back down here to do this, and what's going to happen is your trainer is going to freeze. Now, I actually get into some random battle. There was no one there, but I fight against this lass. I beat her, and you'll see my character is completely frozen. So don't do it with a trainer, guys. Just do it with wild Pokemon, and try, and experiment with a bunch of different Pokemon. I'll have some listed in the description below. You can get Gengar this way. You can get Nidoqueen. You can get all sorts of different stuff, and just make sure you have enough Pokeballs because you can definitely. It's easy enough to miss all. Like I had 12 Pokeballs, and on that Ivysaur I showed you earlier, I missed all 12 times. So try to buy as many Pokeballs as you can, and experiment with different Pokemon. The different special values for each of these Pokemon is going to give you, a different encounter, which you can then level up to 100. Not all of them will level up to 100. They have to be in the medium-slow experience group. Some of them aren't in that group, so when you do this trick, they don't go immediately to 100. They still go really high. They just won't go immediately to 100. But that's how you do it. All done without a cheating device, just natively in Pokemon Yellow. Hope you guys liked it. Get a level 100 before you even face Brock. Tell me what you guys thought about the glitch. Tell me if you guys like glitches. And thanks for watching as always, and I hope you guys have a great day.